Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this makeup look. I asked you guys in like a recent video if you guys wanted to see a cut crease video, and you guys said yes, so here's the video today. I'm super excited. I had a lot of fun creating this look. Make sure you guys stay till the end for like a little bit of a surprise, but you gotta watch the whole video. If you would like to see how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, I am so excited to be filming today for whatever reason. I guess because it was like really rainy and cloudy yesterday, and I'm super excited that it's sunny, so I get to film and do my makeup and take photos and all of that. I'm excited. I'm actually going to be, oh wait, before we get any further, I got a new mic. So let me know if you guys notice a difference. I definitely do. You can still hear my fan though. That wasn't really the purpose of me getting a new mic. I just really wanted more crisp audio. Like my other one, I feel like I don't know, it just wasn't as crisp. So let me know what you guys think about this mic down in the comments. But anyway, I am super excited to be doing my makeup today. So this is going to be a little bit different because you guys are normally used to seeing me do my face first, but I'm going to be doing my eyes first because I haven't done a cut crease in a while, which of course I still know how to do them. I just don't want to have to be super careful because I'm not in the practice of doing them. So yeah, I'm going to do my eyes first so that if I make a mistake, it's easier for me to clean it up. So for eyeshadow primer, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit eyeshadow in the shade Camelback. I'm just going to blend this in with the Sigma P82 brush. Now, in a perfect world, I would zoom you guys in with the camera lens. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, a few months ago, I did have a lens that I could zoom in, but it didn't work out. I don't like the lens at all. I thought I could make it work, and then when I finally picked it up to try to make it work and realized that I didn't like it, it was too late for me to return it on Amazon. So now I'm stuck with a lens that I don't like. I'm probably just going to eventually use it because it's not like it's not usable. It's just, it's too much of extra work for me to get it to work. So I don't like it. Like in photography or videography, if you guys are into that, you'd never know. Like I pick out stuff out of my like inventory that I bought maybe 2 years ago, and I thought I would never use it again, and then I use it. That's like happens a lot with photography and all of that. So super cool in a way. I'm like so chatty this morning. My freaking lips, okay, are dry as heck, and I think it's because I stopped using this lip balm, the Mario Badescu lip balm. I was trying to give other lip balms a chance. Don't know why I did that, because now my lips are peeling, and if you saw before I put that on, I had like a red mark. That's because I have like this chronic thing that I do when I have dry skin on my lips. I peel it basically until it starts bleeding. I know, TMI. It's like a really bad habit, but anyway, okay, let me stop talking and let me teach you guys how I do my cut creases. So for this look, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place the Nomad eyeshadow palette, and I just thought this was some really good earthy colors, which definitely goes really well with the season we're in. Like all the leaves are changing. I want to do something kind of warm and at the same time really like holiday glamish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this shade up at the top. It's a yellow shade, and if you have this palette or you've ever seen it in person, this shade is not matte. It's actually like a matte with shimmers in it, which I don't even understand the formula of this shade. Like a lot of brands are doing that now. I don't get it. I'm going to use it as a crease shade, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply this starting in the inner corner right here, and I'm using small motions here. And with a cut crease, you definitely want to start little and build. It's much easier to add than it is to take away, so you want to start with a little amount. And what I'm doing is I'm really just blending in this area until I run out of eyeshadow, and then I grab a little bit more, and then I go more towards the end of my eye. So once I get here, I'm going to change the shape and kind of go in a little bit of a cat eye motion. If you guys can see here, I'm more like swooping it up on the end, and that's just so I can get a really good cut crease look. So if you've seen like photos of cut creases, you know that when you get to the ends, it's kind of like swoopy. So you just want to do everything in that motion of how it's going to be in the end. So my main thing that I like to do with cut creases is whatever I do to one side, I want to immediately do it to the opposite side. It just helps with making sure that everything is even when you get done with the look. So the next shade I'm gonna go in with is this shade right here, and it's just like a caramel rust shade, and I'm going to use this directly underneath the yellow. And with cut creases, it's just a lot of layering in the crease because you want to make sure that it's like a faded look. So I'm applying this at the base of the yellow that I applied. I'm definitely not gonna go all the way up to the top because you want to make sure that it's faded. Like I said, you don't want it to be like a blob of color, just because it helps with the blend. It helps it look a lot better. And then of course you always want to go back in with the previous shade with just a little bit of shadow on the brush, and this is just going to help with the blend. So the next shade I'm going to go in is I'm going to mix these two shades together. The only reason why this one looks funny is because I mixed it with this in another look that I did but it's just a brown, and then I'm going to mix in with this like army green. I'm going to use a really small blending brush. This is the Sigma E42. I'm gonna need a small mirror for this because this palette doesn't have a mirror. This is where you get down and dirty. So I'm going to focus this directly in the crease, and it's okay if you get it kind of messy downwards because we're gonna go in with concealer and in a way clean everything up. So when I say it's okay if you go messy downwards, is you don't really want to go messy upwards because that's really the blend that you're working on to be seamless. So I'm just working to build this up, and then like on the edge you want to kind of lift your brush up to where it's more like a thin line of a swoop here. So then this is where you just go back in with previous shadows and you just blend. In a grand scheme of things, cut creases are very easy. It just takes like patience and a sense of knowing what step to do next. It's not something that's super hard that you can't do. It's just making sure you know what step goes next and then to blend. So I'm going to mirror this eye on this side and I'll be right back. So I cut out a lot of blending time and all of that in this video, but it really does take a decent amount of blending more than like a traditional eye look. So of course I couldn't like fit all of that blending into this video, but I did want to make sure that I pointed out to you guys. So now I'm about to do the important part. I'm about to cut the crease. So I'm going to use the exact same eyeshadow base that I used for this eyeshadow look. I'm going to apply it to the back of my hand because I'm going to use a really flat, dense brush. Now this came in the Vanity Planet brush set that I got some years ago. It's just a really nice, very stiff brush, and that's what's super important for the cut crease, for cutting the crease. It's just a whole lot easier when you're going in with the concealer or whatever you're using the eyeshadow base for you to use a very dense flat brush, because if it's like flimsy and everything, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get that sharp line. So you don't necessarily have to have this brush, but a brush that's flat, dense, and small like this will work the best when it comes to getting a cut crease. I'm gonna kind of tilt my head back a little bit, and I'm using a mirror that's gonna go like directly underneath me like this, and then I'm gonna go in and cut the crease. And the reason why I'm tilting my head back is because it kind of stretches the eye skin so they're not going to get any lumps and bumps when you're cutting the crease with this eyeshadow base or concealer or whatever you're using. I'm taking a moment to look directly in the mirror so I can see if I need to go higher or anything like that, which I feel like I kind of do. So I'm going to tilt my head back and make the cut a bit higher so you can see it like when I'm looking directly at you. Before I go in and I like drag it all the way down to like blend into the lid. I'm going to do that step on this eye. Like I said, I want to make sure that I go back and forth after each step so that everything is as even as possible. I'm excited. I love cut creases. It's just so much work. Like, I feel like I would need somewhere to go once I done all this work. But okay, so now that I got them as even as what's okay with me, I mean, they could be more even, but it's all right. I'm going to cover the whole lid again, which, you know, I already did this like when we first applied the eyeshadow base, but I'm doing it again just because it makes everything fresh and new for the eyeshadow that I'm going to put on my lid. But cut creases is probably the #1 eye look that has a lot of ugly stages. Like, through me showing you guys how to do this, you guys were probably like, what? So just know when you're doing this, like if you're recreating this, if it looks ugly, that means you're doing it right. It will end up looking exactly how it's supposed to look. That's just kind of how cut creases are. You feel like you're not doing it right, but you are. So just keep going. And once you apply the eyeshadow base or concealer or whatever to cut it, then you'll be like, oh, I did that. Ooh, look at that. I'm excited. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, and this is like another step that I feel like can help. If you feel like you don't want to mess it up, then you don't have to do this step, but I like to do it just because it gives it a little more sharpness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the darkest shade that I used, even though I mixed these two together to get the darkest shade in the crease. I'm going to just go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to use a super duper small brush, and this is like one of those brushes that's really hard to find. Like Sigma has one. I've never seen another brush quite like this, as small as this. It's actually for lipstick, but you can use brushes for whatever you want. It's the Precision Lip Line brush. It's the L06. And I'm going to take a little bit of that dark brown, and I'm going to just kind of scoot it across the line where the eyeshadow base and the eyeshadow meet. Make it look photoshopped without the Photoshop, if you know what I mean. Alrighty, it just makes it look like so much sharper. And then I'll go in with the brush that I used with both of those shades, the army green and then brown, and then kind of just blend right on top just to make the line not as harsh but still harsh. And then the hard part is done, folks. Now all you have to do is apply the lid shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the center shade in the palette. You can use whatever shade you want, but I'm going to use the same palette so it's not as confusing. This eyeshadow, for whatever reason, kind of crumbles a little bit. So I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Kogendo Herbal Spa Mist that I like to use and apply this to the lid. Oh, that shade is just so pretty. I don't think the camera is picking it up, but it is like liquid. Now, this part over here is pretty optional. I mean, you don't have to drag the shimmer shade all the way up here if you don't want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I mean, it just totally depends on how I feel, but you can stop it literally right here and then just don't even worry about filling that in. Like, you can put on like a winged liner or something like that if you want, but yeah, that part is optional. Oh, this shadow is so pretty. So now I'm going to clean up underneath any fallout with some micellar water from Kogendo. Okay, so I just cleaned up the shimmer that I used on the lid that I brought out. I just cleaned it up a little bit with this micellar water. Okay, so now on to skin. I'll apply lashes and everything later. I'm going to prime with the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. And this primer is super duper smoothing. I really like it, especially since I'm dealing with some breakouts on my forehead. I'm just gonna apply this all over to prep for the foundation. And then for foundation, I'm going to use the Beauty Bakerie Instabake Aqua Glass Foundation. I just posted a review of this and you guys should check it out so you know what I think about it. I'm going to apply about 2 pumps. I'm going to blend it in with this super duper soft brush. And yes, it looks dark now, but it won't when we're done. I promise. It settles down into your skin so it doesn't look as dark and red. But anyway, this brush though, I used it for the first time in this review, but I didn't say anything about it. I don't know why, but this is the softest foundation brush I've ever used. It's the, I don't really know, Ulta scented. It's It Brushes for Ulta, and it's the foundation brush, but it has like honeybees on it, so I don't know if anything has to do with like the proceeds go to a bee foundation or anything like that. I don't know, have any idea, but this is the softest brush I've ever used in my life to apply my foundation. Oh my god, this foundation looks so bad, but I promise it will not look this way in the end or in the beginning of the video when you guys saw the intro. So I've been meaning to try this, but I haven't done my makeup. I feel like a week, but I'm sure it's been sooner than that. But it's the new concealer from Colourpop. It's their Pretty Fresh concealer, hyaluronic creamy concealer. I'm not quite sure which one will match me, well, not match me, but work well for highlighting. I got medium dark 120W. Oh yeah, this one looks pretty good for highlighting, and I'm gonna blend it in with the Sigma Soft Blend concealer brush, my absolute favorite brush to blend in concealer. It's the only brush that I use for concealer. Concealer is blending out nice, real nice. You gotta be careful about the eyeshadow. See how crazy I look? I'm trying to avoid the eyeshadow. I'm having to buck my eyes. This makeup look came out so good. I feel like I'm truly miss doing cut creases. I should do more of them. I feel like it's making me this happy, guys. Oh. And then for powder, I'm going to use the Thrive Causemetics Soft Focus setting powder, and I'm going to dip into it with a little sponge because I'm gonna press it into my concealer today. Just feel like going full glam. That concealer didn't crease bad either, because most of the time concealers already been creased before I even set it. A lot of concealers, and that one didn't. I'm kind of pressing it into the skin as much as possible, and then I'm going to dust away the excess right now, just so that it doesn't look as powdery. But I also am going to go in with a setting spray that's gonna calm it down too. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty. You can tell I use this a lot. Like, look how dirty that is. It's in the shade Caramel Cutie. I'm applying it with a Thrive Causemetics blush brush, which they have two blush brushes. This one is like the first one that they came out with, and I use the other one actually for blush. This one I feel like is really good to get like that super defined cheek. And then I'm just applying it down here as well. And then for brows, I'm going to use the Thrive Causemetics Infinity Waterproof Eyebrow Liner in the shade Serena. And I'm going to do my brows off camera just because it takes too long. So I'm going to do it really quick and then I'll be back. I'm going to apply the velour lashes in the style Flawless. I already took one off. And it flares out on the edge, so I feel like it would be really good for like kind of the swoop up that we have with the cut crease. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with this, the orangey shade, the Rust shade. And I'm going to dust a little bit of this on the lower lash line. I'm trying to keep it pretty close to the eye. And then now a little bit of mascara. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use this one. It's actually a bronzer from IMAN, but I use it as a blush. It's in the shade Afterglow. As you can see, the colors, I don't know, it just feels more like a blush to me. And I'll use the top two colors and apply it to the cheeks and kind of dust it over the nose a little bit. And then for highlight, I'm going to use the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner, and it's in the shade Gilded Glory. This is a really, really good highlight. A little goes a long way, so I like to build it up. It's just so pretty. Look at that. Now I gotta decide what lip color I want. I've been dreading this part this whole video, but I'm probably just gonna go with a nude. Just don't even worry about it. So I'm gonna line my lips with Nars lip liner in the shade Spunk. I think I finally found a lip color. I feel like I've been looking for like 10 minutes. I'm going to go in with the Dose of Colors lip gloss in the shade Hot Cocoa. It's like super opaque right away, so almost like a liquid lipstick that's glossy and it's not sticky. All right, and then to finish it up, I'm going to spray the Kogendo Herbal Spa Mist. Again, it's like my go-to as my setting spray. Well, really just to mesh all the powders in. All right, guys, so this is the end of the makeup look. I did two things off camera. I added a little bit of my highlights to my inner corner and to my brow bone, which I never really highlight my brow bone, but I just felt like doing it today. And if you forgot, it's the CoverGirl highlight. But anyway, this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Okay, now for the surprise. So I want to do a giveaway for you guys because I feel like I literally never do a giveaway over on YouTube. I do them way more often over on Instagram, but this is kind of at a glance what's in here. This is Tula Skincare, Bare Minerals, Urban Decay, Colourpop, Physicians Formula. Just a good mix of stuff. So all you have to do is comment below whatever you want to comment, and that will enter you into the giveaway. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, of course, and thumbs up this video. If you win, I will comment back on your comment, so make sure that you're checking your YouTube. I will wait about 24 hours before I select a new winner if you don't respond to the comments, so make sure you're checking. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and thank you for the support. I just want to give back to you guys, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.